Myself, Dr. W. Ganade from Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss the inorganic polymer. And as we know, polymers are the micromolecules, and poly means many, mer means molecule. So many molecules join together and forming a long chain, which is known as a polymer. And the process by which polymer is formed is known as the polymerization process. And here in inorganic chemistry, generally the silicon and phosphorus are used to form the long chain, and therefore these polymer obtained are known as the inorganic polymers. So in today's presentations, we are going to discuss what are the different types of polymers, and then what are the inorganic polymers and nomenclature of silicons, and after that after nomenclature we are going to discuss the preparation of inorganic polymer, that is silicons. So today's topic is inorganic polymer, and in case of inorganic polymer we are going to discuss the silicon polymers. And in the next slide, so what is silicon now, that we are going to discuss here. A polymer is a large size molecule which contain a repeating structural unit of atoms held together by covalent bonds. The word polymer is obtained from the Greek word poly means many and mer means part. A polymer is produced through the process, that process is known as polymerization, and in which monomer molecules react together to form a linear chain, branch chain or three-dimensional network of the polymer, and it is shown this three types of polymers, generally linear, branch, and then this is the network type polymers. So this is about just introduction of polymer, and in the next slide we are going to discuss here what are the different types of application of this polymeric material. And these are the table, this flow chart diagram shows that the polymer are known in the natural form since long time. Biological polymers play an important role in the plants and animal life. Natural rubber is known and used in practical applications from the last 100 years. Today, great variety of polymeric materials of many different types are known, and their applications are shown here in this slide. So, different application of these polymeric materials, that is polymeric materials are inorganic, organic, and inorganic are natural or synthetic, and these naturals are clay and sands, and these clays are used for brick, cement, pottery, and here sands for as a glass. Synthetic inorganic polymers are fibers, and in case of organic, two types are there, natural, synthetic, and these synthetic organic polymers are used as adhesive, fiber, paint, plastic, rubber, and this natural rubber, these polymers are used as a polysaccharides, again this adhesive, fiber, protein, adhesive and fibers, polyisoprene, adhesive and fibers. So these are the some applications shown, major application of these polymeric materials. And now in the next slide there are different types of classification of polymeric material depending upon the that is we can see that depending upon the source, depending upon the properties, characteristics, and polymeric materials are broadly classified into three groups. One is the thermoplastic, rubber, thermosets. Here shown these three types. So one is these are the polymers, three major types: thermoplastic, rubber, thermosets, and thermoplastics may be crystalline or non-crystalline. So these are the materials classified into three groups. And what is now thermoplastic? So these are often known as plastic, linear or branch polymer which can be melted upon application of heat, and these can be molded or remolded into different shapes. Thermoplastics can be subdivided into those which crystallize on cooling and those which do not, like that. So it is important to note that crystalline thermoplastic do not crystallize completely, and in fact they crystallize only partly. So these are the thermoplastic depending upon the temperature or heat. And the second is a rubber. So rubbers are material which display elastomeric properties. They can be stretched easily and will spring back rapidly when stress is released. This is extremely important material and useful property of the polymer is that lightly cross-linked macromolecule network is formed. And the third one is the thermosets. These are the polymers which are cross-linked polymer, which are normally rigid and intractable. These consist of dense 3D molecular network, and common thermosetting polymers are phenol formaldehyde, urea formaldehyde resins, and also epoxy resins. So these are the three major classification of this polymeric material. In the next slide now we are going to see here what are the types of silicon polymers. Generally the silicon polymers are here shown. In case of inorganic polymer, generally the silicon and phosphorus are used and is the most important contributions, and therefore here silicon show and this phosphorus show the polymeric. N means n time this group is repeated, this is the repeating unit and forming a long chain of polymers. So this is known as polysiloxane, this is the polysilane, and this one is the polyphosphogens in case of phosphorus. So today we are going to discuss the silicon polymers, that is silicons. And here silicons also form number of polymers. And what is silicon now? So silicon are defined as polymer consisting of alternate silicon and oxygen atom, in which silicon atom are joined to organic group. The following of the different structures are shown here in the slide, and which are known as polysiloxane. And so here these are the name of these silicon shown here. Polysiloxanes are the name of these polymers. So these are equivalent and it can be joined silicon oxygen in all these case. So different structures are being shown here, different arrangement is also shown. So in this way silicons are formed and consisting of alternate silicon and oxygen atoms in the chain. So these are the examples of silicon. So we have discussed what are the polymers, what are the types of polymer, what is inorganic polymer, what are the, in case of inorganic, what is the silicon and phosphorus polymers, and now we are discussing main part is the silicon. So silicon is a polymers, and here which contain alternate silicon and oxygen atoms. And these are the some bond energy of various carbon silicon bonds shown here. And this is silicon oxygen bond energy is kilocalorie per mole, silicon hydrogen. So different bond energy are shown, bond and bond energy here are shown in kilocalorie per mole. And after this we are going to see the nomenclature of these silicons, and according to the IUPAC compounds system, compounds with the general formula SiN H2n plus 2 are named as silane. And some examples are given here how to write the name. SiH4 is a silane, and if you put the values here silicon and H, then we obtain this type. So SiH4 is a silane, and these are the joined together and forming, this is two molecules joined together, so this is known as disilane. Here three molecules and therefore it is known as trisilane. And it is a dimethylsilane. This is the dimethylsilane in place of two hydrogen. Here are the two methyl groups, so dimethylsilane. Another is methyl trichlorosilane. This is methyl trichlorosilane. And this is the compound known as ethyl disilane. This is the ethyl disilane. So these are the names given. And sometimes silane in which the hydroxy groups are attached to the silicon, and then in that case the OL, diol, triol we have to use in the name of the parent compound. Like for example here one OH group is there, so it is known as silanol. OL we have to write. In this case two OH are there, therefore silane diol. Here it is three are there, therefore it is known as dis disilane hexanol. Six are there, so OH 3 and 3. So disilane hexanol. So in this way we can write the name. Another examples are given: hexachlorodisilane, and another is disiloxanol. So in this way we can write the name of these silicons. And some abbreviation also used sometime in the compound, and these abbreviations are shown here. For monofunction unit, for this case we have to write symbol M. Difunction unit, suppose here difunction unit is there, then it is write the D in short. Trifunction unit, write this T, and for quadrifunctional unit write the Q. Some abbreviations are also used writing the nomenclature of these silicons. And now we are going to discuss the preparation method, how these silicons are going to prepared. So some methods are there of the preparation of these silicons, and first method is silica SiO2 is reduced with carbon to form silicon, and then the chlorinated to give the tetrachlorosilane. So here are the reaction shown. So first reduce the carbon, this carbon reduced to silicon, so SiO2 to C. So 2 oxygen to here carbon forming, and silicon is formed. So after this, silicon is chlorinated and forming SiCl4. So this, in this way we can synthesize these silicons. Another method, second method is tetrachlorosilane is alkylated partially to produce various products as monoalkyl, dialkyl, trialkyl products. So here this SiCl4 react with Ig Grignard reagent forming RSiCl3 and MgCl2. Another this compound is we can take here as SiCl4, another Grignard reagent forming this type of dialkyl SiCl2. MgCl2 is replaced. Another this compound we can take here, another Grignard reagent react with forming trialkyl, and in this way we obtain the tetraalkyl silane. So different products are obtained: monoalkyl, dialkyl, trialkyl products. So one by one hydrogen is replaced, and here the alkyl group is coming here, and one Cl get replaced. So in this way tetrachlorosilane is alkylated. This is the tetrachlorosilane silicon is alkylated. One by one alkyl group is coming. So this is monoalkyl, dialkyl, trialkyl, tetraalkyl. Another method of preparation of silicon is a third number, and partially alkylated compounds are hydrolyzed to form dialkyl selenol and monoalkyl selenol. For example, here is a dialkyl selenol. This is the compound R2SiCl2 react with undergo it get hydrolyzed and with water and forming. Here is a 2 OH groups are here, 2 OH and 2 HCl. 2 Cl and 2 H from this, 2 HCl replace, and we get this type of compound. 2 H groups are coming in place of Cl. So this is the dialkyl, and now here when we react with this compound alkyls, trichloroalkyl silicon, then react with the undergo hydrolyze and forming 3 OH group in place of 3 Cl, 3 OH, and we get 3 HCl replaced. So monoalkyl. So monoalkyl, dialkyl. So partially alkylated compounds are hydrolyzed to form dialkyl selenol, monoalkyl selenol. Another method of this preparation of silicons. And next method of preparation number 4, dialkyl selenol undergo polymerization and forming a straight chain silicons. So this is also possible, and that dialkyl selenol undergo polymerization. So this is the dialkyl selenol that we have seen the preparation. This dialkyl selenol undergo the polymerization. So OH from this and H from other molecule, and water get replaced. In this way, water and another water, and forming this long chain of linear silicons. So oxygen is here, OH from this, and SiOH, SiOESi, and this is the repeating unit which is repeated linear and forming a linear silicon polymer. So this is the polymer. So, and in this case, when this dialkyl selenol undergo the polymerization and forming a long chain, linear chain of silicon, this is the linear silicon polymer. And number 5, in case of trialkyl selenols, this trialkyl selenol undergo polymerization and forming cross-linked polymer silicons. So now here one monoalkyl, trialkyl selenol 1, 2, 3, and forming this type of compound, and again now here OH and this OH, this OH. So in this way they undergo polymerization and forming this type of network, this cross-linked silicons. So this is one molecule, second molecule, third another, this is another molecule, and water get replaced, 1, 2, 3, 4 shown here, and forming here selenol undergo polymerization forming cross-linked silicon. So this is the cross-linked network, like bakelite phenol formaldehyde network is formed. In the similar way, cross-linked silicons are formed here, similar to bakelite and silicon. So silicon selenol forms a linear chain, also form cross-linked silicons. So, and another also next type is also there, that is controlled polymerization. Under controlled polymerization of this dialkyl selenol give cyclic or ring silicon as shown here. This type of ring structures are formed in which silicon oxygen are present in place of the carbon. And here also the tetralkyl cyclodimethyl silicon, and this is tris cyclodimethyl silicon. So silicon form linear, branch, and also these are the cyclic or cross-link silicons are formed. So these are the some methods of preparation of these silicons. So these are the inorganic polymer, and today we have seen the nomenclature. Before that, the what are the polymers, what are the inorganic polymer, what is silicon, and after that we have seen the nomenclature, how to write the name of these silicons, and now lastly we have seen different methods of preparation of silicons. And in the next part we will discuss about the characteristic and some important compounds of this silicon.